Hello and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Flicks on Hops and Hip Hop. Today we're gonna check out how he creates new evolutions of Pokemon he doesn't like, and this is apparently the fourth one, so I may have to go back and check out the others. So let's hop in.
Pretty much everyone has those types of Pokemon that they love, but when they evolve, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's why
better.
I've had an ongoing series on the channel where I create new evolutions for Pokemon that I don't like, or new versions of their evolutions. It's been a fun series to do, and I am here today with a brand new installment. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's go! Hoops and Hip Hop.
So this video is naturally going to be about content that the Pokemon games unfortunately don't have, such as the tanks, ships, and jets that the sponsor of today's video...
Give me a moment, I'm gonna cut and we'll be right back. And we're back, let's go.
The first Pokemon we're going to feature in this video is also the newest Pokemon we're going to be talking about.
Sneasler?
And that would be Sneasler. I don't really think I'm alone when I say that upon seeing Sneasler for the first time, I had that reaction that I mentioned earlier. Sneasler...
they literally took the pre-evolution and just went, and that was it.
has obviously always been a great Pokemon. Its evolution Weavile is awesome, and Hisuian Sneasel is great too. So Sneasler was a pretty big disappointment for me, considering it was an additional evolution of an amazing Pokemon who already had an amazing evolution as well, so there was tons of potential here. Personally, I just feel like Sneasler, both in name and appearance, is a little too close to Sneasel, and it doesn't change enough upon evolving. On top of that, it also has the problem of being a little too humanoid. I don't have anything against humanoid Pokemon per se, but there's definitely a line that they can cross where they look too humanoid. And Sneasler...
I mean, that thing is almost a human in a straight-up full suit.
...definitely crosses that line for me. So, I basically wanted to design a new version of Sneasler with these critiques in mind, and come up with something that lived up to its potential a little better, in my opinion. And that is how we came up with Violem. Now, I say we because all the artwork in this video was done by my good friend Alestiva076, who does amazing work, so be sure to check him out with the links below. Despite being more or less a redesign of Sneasler, I also came up with the name Violem for this design, since Sneasler's name, as mentioned, was one of the...
Like it's a violent animal? No. Well, I was going with violent limb, but no, that doesn't work. Maybe vile limb, as in vile? Well, almost, yeah, vile. V-I-L-E, poisonous. Poisonous limbs. Poisonous claws.
Specific problems I had with it. The name Violem comes from vile, like its counterpart Weavile, limb, referring to its very large claws that it uses for climbing, and climb, since it is known and used as a climbing Pokemon in the game.
Called it!
Design-wise, the basic goal was basically to just take it out of that humanoid state that makes Sneasler look so awkward, in my opinion. And this resulted in us giving Violem more of a monstrous-like appearance instead. Which honestly works because not only do these traits make the design look a lot cooler, in my opinion, but it also fits in quite nicely with Sneasler's freakishly large claws. Having a more monstrous appearance like this can help give context as to why its claws are so big in the first place, instead of it just having big claws for the heck of it. Overall, we honestly didn't make a ton...
It's like if you took Wolverine and made it a twink in the mountains. Oh my god, why did I say that? No, don't create it! Don't create it! Put the pencil down, please!
Of changes here, but the changes we did makes for a much cooler looking design, as far as I'm concerned, that would have been a lot more fun to use and come across in Legends Arceus. The next Pokemon we are going to take a look at here is Kommo-o. I
Ooh.
have always disliked Komo-o because it has easily got one of the busiest, messiest, and jankiest designs in all of Pokemon.
Definitely.
And if I had to describe why I don't like it, those would be the exact words I would use. I just think it
Too
looks
much.
way too busy and messy, and that was a big disappointment since, as a pseudo-legendary Pokemon, there was obviously a lot of anticipation for what this Pokemon was going to be like before it was revealed. Especially because it has an interesting type combo which had never been used before at the time, and its pre-evolution Jangmo-o is awesome, at least in my opinion anyway. So, with that in mind, I basically wanted to make a version of Komo-o that kept what was good about the Pokemon without all the messy jankiness. And ultimately, this is what we came up with.
Ooh.
Personally, I feel like this version of
I'll be honest, it kind of looks like the metal stage just didn't finish evolving. Like it looks almost a little half incomplete. But let's hear his reasoning behind it and go on.
Komo-o looks much cleaner and more tidy, for lack of a better term, while still allowing Komo-o to do what it was trying to do in the first place. It's still got its scales, but they're a little more strategically placed this time around, and not just flung all over its body. And it even takes those minor, feather-like accents on Komo-o's official design and expands on them a little bit, which gives
Okay, he's brought me back around. I like it.
the design a cool look, in my opinion, that allows it to be a natural blend of a couple different elements, instead of too much of just one with its scales. This also gives it a sort of royal, kingly kind of vibe, in my opinion, too.
The headpiece.
Which also works well for Komo-o as the final evolution of a pseudo-legendary line. Overall, Komo-o, despite its status, is a Pokemon that I would never consider using because of its design. But if it had been touched up just a tad and looked something like this instead, it would have been a Pokemon that I actually would have enjoyed quite a lot. For our
Oops, hold on. And here we go, on to the
third Pokemon of the video, we're gonna step back one generation and highlight Trevenant next. I have had a personal vendetta against Trevenant for basically its entire existence, because as it currently stands right now, its pre-evolution Phantump is my second favorite Pokemon ever. I love everything about
yeah, it's a cute little woodland spirit. It's freaking adorable.
it. But when it evolves into Trevenant, everything about this Pokemon is ruined for me. While Phantump is cool, cute, and creative, Trevenant is the definition of generic in my mind.
How?
To me, it's just a basic tree monster, something that you could see in just about any other RPG without it even having to look really any different at all to fit in. When it comes to Pokemon, though, the Pokemon designs are what we love about the franchise the most, and Trevenant just doesn't have that Pokemon flair, in my opinion. Which is why I wanted to try and give it some of that flair with this design.
Oh!
Now, another thing I also wanted to do with a Trevenant redesign / replacement is bring it a little closer to what its pre-evolution Phantump did, since as I mentioned, I love Phantump and think it's a fantastic Pokemon who really exemplifies that Pokemon flair. This resulted in this new version of Phantump.
You know, it's actually not bad. Though I personally prefer the original to this. It's nothing against the artwork, but it's just... I don't know what to say.
Phantump not just being a generic tree monster, but rather more of a spirit like its pre-evolution. However, it's a spirit that has a purpose, as its concept is that it sits and waits patiently for a passerby, appearing as if it is just a tree. But then, when someone gets too close, it leaps out of the ground and its truly ghostly appearance is revealed. This is exactly
So in hiding, would it look more like a shrub then? Because it seems like it would be a little smaller than Trevenant.
the kind of thing that Trevenant needed, in my opinion, because it allows the Pokemon to still be a tree without literally just being a tree. It's that level of creativity that we love other Pokemon designs so much for, and with a pre-evolution as good as Phantump, I just felt like Trevenant had the opportunity to do that too. So this is what I would have done with
Okay, it doesn't look too bad when it's side by side with the Prevo. Oh, it actually looks kind of decent then.
the Pokemon if I had the chance to design a Phantump evolution. With that said though, what do you think about it? And what do you think about these other two redesigns as well? Be sure to let me know in the comments below, and if you already like these Pokemon the way they are, then that's fine too, because as I said throughout the video, this is all just my own opinion. With that said, I will be back with another video very
Alright folks, and that's where we're going to end off today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original video will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.